Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sagrana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratrishe Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And the Koti Vaishnava Bandaki Jai Namacharya Pastor Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Is my voice audible? Actually, it is not getting connected to my Bluetooth.
You are
Yes,
audible.
Mataji.
Okay. Some problem with my device. I disconnected and added again. It is not connected. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Again, it is okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, anytime if there is any noise, I mean, if you are not able to hear, just let me know. Okay?
Yeah, sure, Mataji.
Okay. So today, section 4, 5, and 6. The liberation by focus on Supreme Soul. It's fair obeisances to Sri Sri Radha Govind. Take their blessings. So these are the sections. So yesterday we saw in section 1, Nishkama Karma Yoga is easier than renouncing work. So this was confirmed by the Lord. So Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So both can lead to liberation. But then Krishna said, it is easier to take up the Karma Yoga than, because that is the easier way compared to the Jnana. And also the liberation is not guaranteed. Guaranteed in the sense it is liberated, but then it is only till Brahman realization. The person will not be able to get the Bhagavan realization until he involved in devotional service of the Lord. So then we saw section 2, how to perform Nishkama Karma Yoga. So what is Nishkama Karma Yoga? Working. What is Nishkama Karma Yoga?
Work without any expectation.
Yeah. So not having attachment towards the result, right? So that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. So, and then we saw like after a person comes, the self-realized person, when he understands that everything belongs to God, and when he come to that platform. So in that knowledge, we saw about the 3 doers. Someone can tell what are the 3 doers and what do they do? What is their, who are the 3 doers?
Jiva, Supreme Soul.
Yeah. And then one more?
Material nature.
Huh?
Material nature.
Yeah. Yes, Prakriti. No? So these actually, there are 5 subject matter in the Bhagavad Gita, right? It is so, these 3 of them. So what are the other 2? So we have the 5 subject matter na? In Bhagavad Gita actually consists of 5 subject matter. What are these? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala and Karma, right? So we already, the first 6 chapter of Bhagavad Gita mainly deal with karma. So how do we connect to Lord through our karma, right? So here, the 3 doers. So where we come to understanding that when a person comes to understanding that he is not the only doer, the soul is only can desire. But there are other doers who, like the material nature carries the instruction of the Lord. So Krishna is the sanctioner. So the super soul will sanction, material nature will carry. So that is the nature that we all have, the 3 modes of material nature. So based on that, we act. So these are the, so through material nature, only we act. So there are 3 doers. And so after coming to that platform of knowledge, that 3 doers are only responsible, right? So then what happens? So next person, after coming to knowledge, how he engages in the transcendental activity of the Lord. So tad buddhayastad-atmanaha tannishtastat-parayanaha gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaha. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refugee are all fixed in Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. So when one comes to the knowledge that Krishna is everything, right? So whatever, even the Brahman realization and the Paramatma realization comes from Lord Bhagwan, right? It is only the effulgence of the Lord. So that we see in chapter 2, right? So the purpose of the Vedas is also to know the Lord. So when a person comes to the understanding that he is a part and parcel of the Lord, then he is able to fix his intelligence, no? Intelligence and mind in the service of Lord. So Prabhupada says that though like in a Krishna conscious person, he is able to completely focus because he is in right knowledge that he is the part and parcel of the Lord. And he is able to fix his mind and intelligence in Lord. So in that path, so the person, but he is aware that he is not in equal in quantity. So only in the quality we are one with the Lord, but in the quantity we are different. That is called as Achintya Beda Beda Tattva, right? So when this knowledge is used to focus on the super soul, then one can act in a transcendental way. Enlightenment can lead to transcendence if it is focused on the super soul. So next we see like how will such a person deal in the material world? How will be his behavior with other living entities, right? So this shloka explains. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni chaiva swapake cha pandita samadarshinaha. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and a gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. So how is he able to see that vision? We can see here, right? So there's a sage, there's a cow, dog, and an elephant. So he's able to see everyone on an equal platform. What does that mean? What is your understanding on that?
He sees God in everyone.
Yeah. So he's able to see the same Paramatma is there in everyone's heart, right? So Krishna says, I am there. I mean, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Ruddeshu Arjuna Tishtati. I am there in everyone's heart, right? Sarvasya Chaham Ruddhi Sannivishto. I am there in everyone's heart. So this understanding comes to him when he knows that, okay, whatever activity is happening, it is only happening because of the doer or the material nature. So he does not connect himself with that. So he keeps himself detached. So that is why he is able to see the Lord. So why do we have, why this understanding is required? We can see in the society when people don't have this understanding, we see the other species as lower to us. And we think that we can kill them, right? So that is why we have, Prabhupada says, that is the reason we have slaughterhouses. Why do we have slaughterhouses? Otherwise, right? We don't think them to be on equal platform. We think we have right, we are superior. And Prabhupada says that we human beings think that only we are citizens, but actually even the animals, they are also citizens. And why the bifurcation? Like one country does not allow the other country to come into their area, right? So because these are all differentiations we people have, and why do they have to do this atomic bombs and these things? Because there is no oneness in thinking or in the vision. So that enjoyer mentality is there. So this is again explained in 5.29 shloka. So we know like how Hitler, right? What did he do? He actually kept all the Jews in concentration camps, and then he killed them, right? Very brutally. Like he thought that if they are there, then I mean the mentality. I mean he didn't wanted the people to like more and more generation to come who have the mentality of Jews. So he was either killing them or making them impotent, right? So these are all very cruel things when a person is not able to see the God in other living entity. All this happen. So here we three animals we can see. One is a cow, an elephant, a dog. So cow actually represents sattva guna. No? Cow is in a sattva guna, and elephant is rajoguna, a passion, mode of passion, and the dog is in tamasic. So these three gunas also are there in not just in human beings. It is there in all species of life. So here it is just a representation that three gunas have been given here. So mentioning these three animals. So when and Prabhupada also, like we know, like how when Prabhupada went to West, he gave initiation irrespective of whatever caste they are, right? Because he was on the platform of Brahmane Gavahastin, means he is a Pandita Samadarshinaha, because Prabhupada was able to see everyone on equal platform, and he initiated even the mlechas, means many people, his disciples who come, like even recently in Mangaluru, where we had Rath Yatra, his disciple, his holiness, Jivanath Prabhu came. So he was saying that he was taking Bhagavatam class, and he was saying so humbly, actually, out of humility, he was saying, like, I belong to a very low caste, and I am taking a Bhagavatam to you all who are born in a country where spirituality is so much prevailing, right? We all know, I mean, everybody know, like, at least we know God. We have been worshipped different demigods, it could be, but then we are aware. But those people, how did they get so much of conviction that whatever Prabhupada said and the scripture said, so much conviction they had, and that made them that purified them. They took devotional service so seriously, they dedicated their lives to Prabhupada, right? So Prabhupada didn't see who is a Brahmana, who is a Kshatriya, he didn't see that, and he gave initiation. He gave to anyone who understood Krishna consciousness or who accepted Krishna, Lord Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is a vision of a Uttamadhikari, to see everyone on a equal vision. So situated in Brahman, when one fixes his consciousness on the super soul, his intelligence, mind, faith, and refugee are focused. He is free from doubts because he has knowledge of the three doers. So he knows exactly what are their the activity of the three doers. So he will not get, even if there is any misery he's facing, or any problem he faces, he know that the three modes of material nature is acting upon it, and he stays aloof from it. So Krishna also says, right? So matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agama payino nitya tam stitikshasva bharata. So obviously this material world is made in such a way that there are miseries, there are janma mrityu jara vyadi, and also there are miseries, secondary miseries, that which is caused by our own mind and body and our and the other living entities and the demigods. So these problems are there. So he does not get affected. He keeps himself aloof. So this is a characteristic of a person who is in Brahman state. So he says that super soul is sanctioning but impartial. So Lord is not partial. Krishna says in chapter 9, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. Right? He says, I am equal to everyone. I have no enemy. Name dveshyosti na priya. There's no one like I am very, he loves too much, or he don't love. But then again, e bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyam. But then whoever worship Krishna with devotion, Krishna is always there. In that way, Krishna is partial, but otherwise, Krishna is not partial. Like even anybody, Krishna is not stopping anyone to take devotional service. Anyone are welcome, right? Whoever surrenders to Lord, Krishna accepts them. Now, Krishna does not see any caste or creed or anything. Anyone, even the animals also, when they surrender, the Gajendra. So when he surrendered, Krishna accepted because he offered the flower with love, so with devotion. So Krishna accepted that. So and also even when the war was supposed to happen, when in Treta Yuga, when Lord Ram, right, because Ravana had taken Mother Sita, so even the previous day, Lord Ram says that I am okay, because he had waited so many months, Chaturmas, till the Chaturmas complete. So after all that, when they, after so much of waiting also, Lord Ram was ready to forgive Ravana, right? If he surrenders, or if he accepts his mistake and handovers Mother Sita. So much merciful is the Lord. So he is impartial, right? But then he always has special compassion for his devotees, because the reciprocation, Krishna says, ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. Whoever surrenders in whatever way, I reciprocate. Krishna reciprocate equally. So sees with equal vision because he has knowledge, he is not body, and knowledge of the super soul. So this because he has knowledge that he is not the body, he is able to see the super soul and the soul in everyone. So further symptoms of a self-realized person. Ihaiva tairjita sargaha yesham samye stitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te stitaha. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the condition of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So Prabhupada says that this equanimity of mind is a symptom of self-realized person, because mind by itself is very fluctuating, chanchala. Right? In chapter 6, Arjuna says, Chanchalam himana Krishna baladi pramadiva. What is that? Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadi balavadrudam tasyaham nigruham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Krishna says that mind is obstinate. It is, it is very stubborn. So it is difficult to control the mind. But then he also compares that it is compared to, I can control the wind maybe, but I can't control mind. So this is normally for everyone. Mind is like a monkey mind, we say, right? Because it cannot sit, and we cannot concentrate on one thing for more than few seconds. So it is said more than 6 seconds, one cannot, mind does not stay in one place. So who has established this? So for him, mind is a friend, right? Mind can be a bandura, bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaiva atmanojitaha. So Krishna says that a friend, mind can be a friend of one or the enemy also. So the person who is a realized soul, he has established that equanimity of mind. So for him, whatever happens, like he is not attached to something, nor he's nor does he hate anything. If something comes, or NAD Prabhuji mentions this sometimes in Bhagavatam class. So there are like brahmacharis, right? So when they go out, who is in Krishna consciousness and who is doing a good sadhana, and when they go out, they can see some posters of beautiful girl, or there could be any but then that does not disturb them, or they don't hate also, because they don't get affected by that. So so their mind is actually in sameness, can say. So such people are flawless like Brahman. So this is a symptom of a self-realized.
Mataji, is this the same Sthita Prajna that?
Yeah. Yes, that is all. Yeah. So it's all many chapters Krishna speaks about this Sthita Prajna. No, so almost Sthita Prajna means self-realized person. Yes. Na prahrishye priyam prapya no dvijay prapya chapriyam sthira buddhira sammudaha brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is to be understood as already situated in transcendence. So usually it is said we get very much disturbed when we face some problems in life, right? Or when there is a pain. But then again we become we get very much pride, or when there is a happiness. So these two things we are not able to balance. So these two, but a self-realized person is able to balance this. So we know, like when sometimes many people are so much they'll be worshipping God, but something when due to their previous karma or something bad happens in life, and there are some people, they turn atheist. So Prabhupada says that this happens because they then start saying that there is no God, if God is there, how can this happen, right? Or so many bad things happening in the world. If God is there, how can all this he allow to happen? But it is not that only factor, right? Krishna does not interfere in all this. Krishna says he stays aloof. Though he creates the material world, he stays aloof from the activities. So it's all based on our karma, and accordingly we get it. So the we can see this in life of Prabhupada. So how much ever problem he saw, but he didn't lose faith in God. So faith was so strong. So though like when he had his business was also like he lost all his business, he lost all money. His family also. I mean, he had given up his family because his wife was not supporting, right? Supporting in the sense, jokingly Prabhupada asked her, like she was very fond of tea, and once what happens, she sold all her, all his literature he had written, actually, Bhagavad Gita, he had written a lot. So she sells it off for tea because there was no money at home. That time Prabhupada decided that he should leave home and take sannyas, right? And he asked also, before leaving, he asked her seriously, he asked that, do you want tea or me? So she jokingly, his wife tells that tea. But then Prabhupada was serious because he just gave up and he left. And also when his factory was on fire, he lost everything, right? So that time also Prabhupada only thought that, okay, Krishna wants me now to engage me in completely in his service. So that is the consciousness of a self-realized person. So it is not easy. So Brahma Bhuta, even in chapter 18, we see Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. So he's always, there is no lamentation for him. So because he has an understanding that everything belongs to God, and whatever we have here, is a temporary arrangement, right? So, and then, yeah, so the next shloka. Bahyaspasyeshva saktatma vindatyatmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Like, because his consciousness is always connected with the higher self, that is with the Lord, so he is always in the trance. No? We see that in chapter 3 also, the different stages of consciousness. So the higher consciousness, when he's in a blissful stage, the person is in blissful stage when he is connected with the Lord. So when a person is only in engaged in sense activities, sense gratification, so that is more or like an animal. Then it comes to mental platform, where he's still, he's engaged in like reading and these things, but then there is still spirituality is not there. And then above that, he comes to a platform where he starts to inquire, right? Vijnana. So there he starts to inquire, who am I and what is my relationship with the Lord and these things. So the highest is the stage where he realizes that his relationship with the Lord. So here we can see the example. Anyone knows this story of Haridas Thakur? Okay. Haridas Thakur, and this is a prostitute.
Yes.
Anyone knows the story?
So the king, sends a prostitute just to see, because he doesn't, I think he doesn't approve of Haridas Thakur's fame. Like, he wants to know what is the secret. So the first day when she goes to him, Haridas Thakur, tells her that he didn't know that she was coming, and he still has to finish his chanting. So wait. So like that, I think it, she waited for 3 days, and after 3 days, she was also, so ashamed of herself. And in those 3 days, she was also listening to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And finally, she became Haridas Thakur's devotee.
Yes.
Correct, no? Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, right. Yeah, very nice. So she was a prostitute, but then she was so beautiful. But if that was some ordinary boy, any man, he would have got attracted, right? But then a self-realized person is not attracted because he has got higher taste. Param društva nivartate, Krishna says, right, in chapter 2. So when a person gets a higher taste, he will not have those things will happen. So it is said, when someone advance in spirituality, two things will happen. One is he develops knowledge, so and the detachment towards material world. So one is that way we can know if we are advancing, right? So one is that you start feeling detached from the material world, and the other one is the knowledge. We start to understand the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So these two things will happen. So here also, so when Haridas Thakur, because he was chanting 192 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra every day. So when the person in a village, there was called Ramachandra Khan, he sends a prostitute, very beautiful she was, and she actually represents Maya Devi. That's how Maya will trap, right? So it is said in chapter 2, Krishna says that Indriyani pramati ni harante prasabhammanaha, means Indriyani, the senses are so strong that even a persons whose intelligence is so strong, he also can get bewildered. He can also lose, right? We see so many yogis and mystics, they have also become trapped for this Maya. But then a pure devotee cannot, because Krishna gives that strength, and he gives that pleasure, which is not available in any materialistic things in material world. So this lady, she comes and she asked him that she wanted to, she likes him, and this person was envious. The Ramchandra Khan was envious of Haridas Thakur fame, because many people used to come to see him and to take his blessing. So he wanted to spoil that image. So he sends, and he tells that you go there. Next morning, I will bring police, and we will catch hold of him. So she says that, okay, don't send the police. First, let me convince him, and then I will tell you. So second day you can send. So when she goes and she says that you are very looking very handsome, and I want to embrace you, she says. So Haridas Thakur tells her that, okay, but then I have not completed my chantings yet, so please wait. So the whole night she is chanting. She was just waiting, and then it became early morning. Then she says, okay, I'll come again in the evening. So she comes the second day also. So again he was chanting, and he says, sorry, I have not completed yesterday's round. There are a lot to complete. So please wait. I will surely fulfill your desire. Then he is chanting. Then the third day comes, and then so much. So the Harinam is so potency, it is there in Harinam. By hearing that Nam, she also get purified, because obviously she is also soul, no? She is also pure soul, but then contaminated because of association, right? So she calls out Hari Hari. She calls after hearing that Hare Krishna mantra, and then she falls at his feet, and then she asks forgiveness. She says that you are such a pure devotee, and I'm doing offense at your lotus feet. So please forgive me and accept me as your disciple, Mataji said. So then he says, okay, for that you have to give all your riches, whatever you have earned from your work, right? So you give up all that to the poor, and then come, then I will give you initiation. Then she does that, and then she comes and she becomes devotee. So he initiate her, and he leave from that cottage. So after some time, every people started to come and see her also. So it's just like when iron comes in touch with the mercury, right? Mercury, and it turns gold. So similarly, there is some particular metal. I think Kamsa metal or something. Not able to recall. One metal is that particular metal. When it comes in contact with mercury, it becomes gold. So like that, when anyone who comes in contact with a pure devotee, they also change. So that is the power of a pure devotees. So that's how Prabhupada able to, like, the same thing, if others tell, they may not change. But then when Prabhupada said, because he was speaking from the heart, so it changed the heart of everyone, and they were ready to give up their lives for Prabhupada. So many people surrendered, and they took Krishna consciousness, right?
Mataji, you missed out one point.
Samsparsha dukkayo nava evate adyantavanta kaunteya nate shuramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in sources of misery which are due to contact with material sense. O senses, O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. Okay. So yeah. So what is this saying? So so when the Shastra says that when a sense object comes in a contact with, when the senses come in the contact with sense object, the misery starts. So we think that all this, we mistake the problem creating thing to be our friend. We don't understand that by engaging in material sense enjoyment, we are going to end up with problem, because initially it may look good, but then gradually we are going to suffer for it. Suffering is there. Initially it may give some happiness, but it will give us endless suffering. But the person who is intelligent, he will not he does not like such pleasure, because he knows that there is a beginning and end. So we can see here examples, right? So what is this happening here? Yeah, there are moth and light, right? What is happening here?
The light is burning there, and number of flies are trying to touch it or take the taste of it.
Yeah, so what will happen after that? When they go near to that, we see this. Yes, Mataji? Yeah, they die, no? Because they are attracted to the light. They go after light, but then they will die. So this is eyes, no? So eyes are attracted. So beautiful things, but then we will suffer. So similarly, this is deer. So deer is attracted to what? A smell, right? So the hunter, sorry, not smell, the music. So it is attracted to the music. So the hunter, to catch a deer, what he will do? He will put a pleasant music. So it will go behind it and it will get caught. And that is how it will also get trapped. So here also we can see this bumblebee, right? Is at honeybee. It is attracted to the smell of the flower. So it goes and during the end of the day, the flower closes now. All the petals will get closed. So during the dawn, end of the day. So then it will die inside. So same thing will happen to the fish. So God has given so many things, to eat inside the water. There is available lot of things for the fish to eat. But then it is, the taste is so strong. It comes to take, like the fisherman easily catch hold of it by giving some, there we can see the small fish has been given and it is caught. And this is touch. So elephant. So how do they catch elephant? They will send a she elephant is sent, and he will run behind it, and they will already they will dig one hole, and they will make the she elephant is trained. She will not fall there, but elephant, he will come and he will fall and he is trapped. So all these senses are very dangerous because for human being, it is said that all senses are strong. For animals, just with one senses, they are in danger. But we are in more danger because all the senses are very strong. So, yeah. So pleasure have an beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. So a person who is having who is taking the understanding the Shastras in right perspective from a bona fide spiritual master or from scriptures, then he will know that, okay, if I engage in such activities, I am going to end up in misery. Because if we go behind material object, what will happen? They'll be hankering, right? Hankering for it. And when he does not get that, then he will lament that he didn't get. So we see that how a person developed, in chapter 2. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangastashu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho vijayate krodat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibramaha smriti bramshat buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. So how does everything start? Because of contemplation on material item, right? A materialistic thing. So first it starts with contemplation. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. Person starts contemplating. Sangasteshu pajayate. So then attachment comes. Sangat sanjayate kama. Because of that attachment, the association, the lust develops. Kamat krodho vijayate. When the lust is not fulfilled, it becomes anger. Krodat bhavati sammoha, like he comes into illusion because of the anger. Sammoha smriti vibramaha. So he loses his mental equilibrium. Smriti bramshat buddhinasho. He loses the intelligence. When he is not able to make out what is right, what is wrong, his intelligence also falls. So and then the person falls down. Buddhinashat pranashyati. When intelligence is lost, because of intelligence we are able to discriminate what is right, what is wrong. But if his intelligence itself is lost because of his attachment towards the materialistic thing, then the person is not able to make a right decision. So here we can see an intelligent person will not get attracted toward such pleasures which are not permanent. And Prabhupada says it is just like in this material world, the pleasures are like there is a person, for example, a person is drowning in water, okay, and he's pulled for a second, and then he can take a breath, no, so he feels happy. Oh, that is happiness. Then again he's pushed down. So it is just like that. It is said in material world, one or the other problem. We think, okay, I'm happy. When the person is enjoying in material pleasure, he thinks this is the happiness. But then again, so many situation the material nature will give him so much test that he will not be able to take that, right? He will be in disappointment. So it is just like a happiness of a drowning man getting attached to sensations. So here we can see in the picture. So he is very much attached, no? So what will happen when there is attachment? Obviously, there will be fear of losing it, right? There's a fear. And when something a person wants, he does not get, what he will do? He will kill the other person. So anger, no? Taking revenge, all this impurities will come upon a person when he is attached to sense gratification or material things. And you can see the lust, right? Is not satisfied and engage in the sinful activities. Person engages to satisfy his senses. He is ready to do any work. And how long do I have to tolerate the pushing of the senses? So this question may come. So how long I'll have to do, right? So Shastra say, until when one must tolerate the urges, until the death of the body. So it is always there. So we have to, that is why even in Upadesh Amrita it is said, you have to control your senses. No? It is said, Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam, jihva vedam udaropastha vegam, etan vegan yo vishaheta diraha, sarvan Prithvim Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Sa Shishyat. So one who is able to control all his senses, right? His talk, his mind, his belly, his genitals, right? Vacho Vegam, Udara Pasta Vegam, Jivva Vegam, the tongue, the urge of a tongue. So all the senses, when a person is able to control, then such a person can become a spiritual master, right? So unless that, so this urge will be always there otherwise. So that is why the sadhana is required, no? So that is why we engage our senses in the service of Lord. Otherwise, it is said the person who is not able to concentrate much on studying scripture, or if his person is very lusty, for such people, Prabhupada says that they have to involve more in the service of the Lord, physical, because they are not able to keep their attention more on the scriptures, or they are not interested in reading. So for then how do they get purified, their senses? By engaging in service of Lord, by doing a menial services to the Lord, by arranging for the deity worship, or the paraphernalia, arranging in the plate, and then or the getting flowers, or mopping the temple, right? So by doing that, or by washing the vessels, so these things, he will gradually get cleansed. Because Krishna's whatever work we do, it is transcendental. The person gets cleansed. So where one gets the strength to tolerate the sensual urges, by focusing his happiness, activities, and goal inwards. So now our focus is on outside. No? We compare our happiness by seeing how others are, like if somebody is suffering and I'm not suffering, we think that is happiness. Okay, I'm not suffering like them, so that is happiness. No, but we are not focusing on ourselves. What is actually will keep me happy? So, right? So, unless because we are part and parcel of Lord, unless we are connected to Krishna, we cannot be happy, right? He engages in purifying his external activities by working for benefit of others. Then one is assured liberation. So people take up different activities to help others, but highest is the Krishna consciousness. To give a spiritual knowledge to a person will liberate him, right? So, and he can come out of the material miseries. So that knowledge is the highest. So the five senses. So liberation through Ashtanga Yoga. Practice of Ashtanga Yoga gives the same liberation. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoho pranapana utsamau kritva nasabhyantara charinau yatendriya mano buddhihi munirmoksha parayanaha vigate chat bhaya krodaha yasada mukta eva saha. Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breath within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence, the transcendentalist aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. So this is an introduction which Prabhupada is giving, Krishna is giving to the Ashtanga Yoga, right? So Ashtanga Yoga, we'll see in detail in chapter 6. It will, so what are there are the 8 steps, right? So actually, the aim of Ashtanga Yoga is to unite with the Lord. So, but then this is easily possible in working in devotional service. We need not, because this require a lot of endeavor, right? We'll see that in chapter 6. So, but this is also a process of getting liberation. So, section 6, peace on the platform of liberation. A person in full conscious of Krishna attains liberation from pangs of material miseries. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shanti mrichati. You all can chant after me. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam
Bhoktaram yajna tapasam
Sarvaloka Maheshwaram
Lokamaheshwaram
Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam
Suhridam sarvabhutanam
Natva Mam Shanti Nrichati. So the sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifice and austerities, the supreme lord of all planet and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from pangs of material miseries. So all the problem that we have in the material world is because of these three mentality. Because we think that I am the proprietor of anything and I am the controller. I should control everyone, right? And I owe everything. I am the proprietor. Everything belongs to me. And controllership, I want to become boss for everyone. Everyone should listen to me, right? And then enjoyer attitude. So whatever is in this world is for my enjoyment. That is what we think. So we think that Lord has created this world for my enjoyment. Actually, we are thinking this as a hotel, right? Hotel, and so people should come and serve me and I should enjoy. But what does Krishna say? This is not this is called Durg, that is jail. So this is for reformation. So here, yes, Krishna has made all arrangement here in the material world for us to live, but then it is not the highest. I mean, we should know what is the goal. We are not here to enjoy. We should know only that Krishna is the enjoyer. Bhoktaram. Of all the sacrifices, Krishna is the enjoyer. That is why all the sacrifices, like even when we worship Krishna, no need to worship the other demigods also, because Bhagavatam also states, like if you worship the root, if you water the root, then they are all like branches. No, they are all said like a limbs of the god. So obviously they all are satisfied if he is satisfied. So all the sacrifices, austerities, whatever it is done, it goes to Krishna only. And so Krishna is the enjoyer. And Krishna says that Sarvaloka Maheshwan. So he is the proprietor and the controller. So we like anyone can understand that how smoothly this material world is functioning. No, timely. I mean, the sun rises in the morning and he gives light and heat, and then so there is rain. At proper time there is a rain, right? And like how the clouds are formed and how the rain comes. So everything is actually very systematic. Though Krishna does not directly, he does not have to interfere, but it looks like everything going on automatically. But everything is like Krishna says in chapter 7, no? Matta parataramna nyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. So everything is lying as like a pearls, how they are hanging onto the thread. The thread is invisible, right? We can only see that, how beautiful is the pearl necklace. But then there's a thread behind, inside, which is holding everything. So all the planets, everything is holding because of Krishna's energies. If Krishna is not there, then everything will, we all will die, right? If there is some slight disagreement or there is a change in the planetary system, what will happen in the moment? Right, they're all moving in a proper right speed. If there is a little change, then everything can collapse. So how can we think that all this happen on its own? It is not possible. Krishna is there in control. Otherwise, we all, one day if the sun does not arise, all the living entities will die. So even sun is afraid of Krishna. So they are all following instruction of the Lord. Right? So it says, Yakchak Shuresha Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Tejaha Yasyagnaya Brahmati Samrata Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahma Samhita says that king, the sun is the king of all the planets. But then he's moving as per the instruction of the Lord. So same like it could be all the devatas, and because they are all administrators. Demigods are not. Why they are called demigods? Because Krishna is full opulent. Of 6 opulences, he is in full. But they all have opulence, but in limited. They're not complete in opulence like Krishna, right? And Krishna is Adi Purusha. He don't have a birth, but then devatas have birth. They all come up after Brahma only, but not like the Lord, Supreme Lord. That is why this actually demigod word is given by Prabhupada. Demigod, like half god, like some opulences are there, not full opulence. So that is why they are called demigods. So so he is the Supreme Lord of all planet and demigods. Even the Devi also. So Brahma Samhita also states that Yasya Prabhava, no, not that one. What is that? Anybody knows that shloka, which says that Durga Devi also maintains this world, material world, as per the instruction of the Lord. I'm not getting the first line. Yeah, okay. So there are, and also the Lord Ganesh. Okay. Yatpada Pallava Yugam Vinidaya Kumbha Dvanve Pranama Samaye Saganadi Rajaha Vignan Vihanta Malamasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Lord Ganesh is worshipped for removing any obstacle before starting of any puja. Usually it is a custom that people worship Lord Ganesh. But Brahma Samhita says Lord Brahma prays in his prayer. He says that Lord Ganesh, how is he getting strength to remove obstacles of the 3 world? So he's always the trunk, right? It's always at the lotus feet of Lord. So Govinda Madi Purusham. So I go to such Supreme Personality of Godhead, he says. So from there he takes the strength and he gives. So any of this, I mean, Krishna also says, right, in chapter 15, I become the taste of the moon and I give the taste in vegetables. So without the Lord, nothing is possible. So in the spiritual world, these things are not required, because Krishna's world, there is no sun, there is no moon. No, still it is fully eliminated. But for this material world, everything is being arranged by the Lord. So Krishna, he's the controller and proprietor. And then he says, the third one, Krishna says, I'm the well-wisher of all living entities. So when one understands these 3 things, he can attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. So well-wisher. So Krishna is the well-wisher. No, he has arranged so beautifully for everyone in the material world to survive. From an ant to the elephant, or all the living entities, Krishna is taking care of them. No, no one is suffering. I mean, Krishna is arranging food for all the living entities. And this material world also, like Ishopanishad says, Ishavasyamidam sarvam ala Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. So Krishna is complete. Om Purnamadaha means his Purnamadaha Purnamidam. The creation, Ada means the spiritual world created by the Lord is complete. Purnamidam, the material world which he has created, that is also complete by itself. Purnat Purnamudachyate. So from complete, whatever comes out is also complete. Like so many incarnation comes out of the Lord, right? So Krishna expands himself to Balram, and Balram to Sankarshan, and Sankarshan to Narayana, and then from second Sankarshan to Mahavishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Shrirodaka Sai Vishnu. Like that expansion happened. But potency remains same. And that even Brahma Samhita says that it is just like a candle, 2 candles, no? We light. There's a one candle can light another candle. So does it mean that one candle lost its I mean, it cannot give the same brightness? No, both can give. So like that, Krishna, though he emanates so many universes coming out from his pores, it is said still he is complete. But in material world, it is not like that, right? If there is, you have 1,000 rupees and you spend 1,000, there is only left 0. But then for Krishna, how much ever he does, it is still there. So he has made such an arrangement in this material world that we need not have to, like, if there is something shortage or I have to go to some other planet to get it. But everything is made available for us in material world. So he is a well-wisher of all the living entities. So when we understand this, so we have, and Ishopanishad say that we should work in unity. In the Isha Vasyam Idam, I mean, Isho principle says that where Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, Yatkinta Jagatyam Jagat, Tena Tektena Bunjita, Magrada Kasyat Vittamnam. So we should know what is my quota. We should not be like now we have that enjoyership mentality. I want everything, right? So, but then Isha Upanishad says that we should, everyone has quota. God has made quota for everyone. Even if we take which belongs to somebody else, then it is sinful, or it may go from our hand. Many times it cannot stay with us. Whatever is our quota only can stay. And Prabhupada also says, everyone comes to this material world already decided, so much is your, like check is written, so much money you are going to have. So if extra we try to hard work and get also, that may go from us. So that is why Prabhupada says we have to plan and work only 8 hours, and rest time we have to also give to our mind and soul. So, so Isha Vasha principle means living peacefully, not having that enjoyership mentality. So these self-purify, if we have to, we want to purify ourselves, these things we have to remove. What are this mentality of proprietorship, mentality of controllership, right? Controllership, you can see the, like how Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to control his son, but he was not able to control. So what will be the result? Anger. No? So when there is a controllership and that is not able to do it, he gets anger. Same with how with Ambrish Maharaj. So the sage Durvasa Muni got angry because he was not able to control him. So controlling mentality will bring anger, and then enjoyer mentality, because of that the lust develop and the greed develop. So all these are like misgivings for a soul to come up in the devotional life. So if we want to purify from all of this, then we have to leave this mentality of proprietorship, of the enjoyership and the controllership. So then what happens, Krishna says here, so such a person, when in complete knowledge of it, he can attain the peace from pangs of material miseries. So material miseries, as I mentioned, 3. There are like one is primary and one is secondary. And anyone can tell what is the primary material misery and what is the secondary material misery? What are the primary material miseries?
Hunger.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Is it Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, Adhyatmik?
Yeah, that is secondary miseries. Correct. So there are primary miseries also. What are they?
Hare Krishna Mataji, birth, death, old age and disease?
Yeah. So birth, death, old age and disease. Thank you. So these are primary miseries. So whoever comes to this world have to go through all this. No? But we cannot escape from birth, cannot escape from death. Everyone have to get old age and the disease. And here pangs of material miseries means, and also there are secondary miseries, which is the adhyatmika klesha, means one's problem we face because of our own body and mind. Because if mind is not regulated, we are not engaging in Krishna consciousness, then it can be our enemy also. No, idle mind is devil's workshop also, we say, right? So because the problems come from own body and mind, and problem adhyatmika, adidaivika klesha. Adidaivika means from the demigods or the material nature. To material nature also we suffer. Right? We get the natural calamities that happen, all that comes without, nobody expects that to happen, but it will happen, all those things. So the material miseries are like that in material world. Without notice or without invitation, it comes. And one more is Adi Bautika, which we suffer because of other living entities. It could be humans or any animals or insects, anything. So these are the broadly classified. These are the only miseries we have. Is there anything apart from this you can tell? Is there any other misery apart from this misery that we have in this material world? No, right? There is no misery apart from this. So everything is classified into these three only. So when one understands and is in right knowledge, then he can be happy. Yeah. So this is the last shloka. These are the sections we covered, right? So Nishkama Karma Yoga, easier than renouncing work. How to perform Nishkama Karma Yoga? Platform of knowledge, knowing the three doers. Liberation by focus on the super soul. Liberation through Ashtanga Yoga. Peace on platform of liberation. Yeah. So what are the three things somebody can tell me for peace formula? What are the three things Krishna says there? What should we understand? Yes, Digant Prabhu.
No idea, Mataji.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I got it. No.
Can you be louder actually? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In the shloka itself, it says Krishna speaks about three things. What should we know? The peace formula.
That Lord Krishna is the enjoyer, supreme enjoyer.
Yes. Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna is the controller. Krishna is the proprietor and controller. Krishna is supreme enjoyer. And then he is the well-wishing friend. Because so much we have done in the past, so many lives we have taken, still we have not, every time we tell Krishna, Bhagavatam states, right? Yesterday also I mentioned, like a baby in the womb, when he sees the 100 births, he says that, okay, Krishna, this would be like my last. I want to come back to you, because so much of suffering is there in the womb. It is explained. We can't even imagine how much suffering is there in the womb. So the baby suffers. So it says that I don't want no more birth. I want to come back to you, Lord. But then again we forget. So Krishna, though we are doing all that, every time he accompanies us in every birth. He comes as Paramatma, whatever birth I take, or I become an animal, or I become a bird. So every life Krishna is coming. So he is so merciful, right? He is not living. Everything will change. This life, some will be our parents, someone will be our parents, brothers, sisters, friends. So everything will change in next life. But then constant is, for the soul, only Paramatma is coming. Every birth after birth, he is accompanying us, so that he's trying to, he's waiting, like that two birds in a tree, no? He's waiting when you will turn back to me, right? So Krishna is wanting that reciprocation from us. So he will be pleased when we take this, something we do for Krishna, or when we take up devotional service, or when we follow the instructions of acharyas and in their path. So obviously Krishna will be pleased. So we need their blessing to go ahead, right? Because directly we can't approach Krishna. That is why we have spiritual master, because spiritual master is also considered equal to God, because Krishna also says that. And in morning prayer, when we say Sakshat Daritrena Samasta Shastre. So the spiritual master is he's compared to Lord Hari himself. Sakshat Daritrena Samasta Shastre Uttastata Bhava Eva Shantihi. He is to be known as, he knows all the Shastras and is equal to Lord Hari himself. So Krishna also accepts in chapter 4, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So one should approach a spiritual master and he has to take his shelter to understand this transcendental knowledge. So it is not available anywhere outside. We cannot understand from some mental speculators or somebody giving their own version. There could be many people who can speak on Bhagavad Gita, but we cannot take that because they are all with 4 defects, right? People, all of them come with 4 defects. And so that knowledge is not perfect. And there won't be any change also in the person, right? So that is why Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita as it is. So how we know when a person reads Prabhupada book, obviously there is a change in his life. The person changes. I mean, if there is no change, then that means that book is not really the genuine book. If we are reading the complete Bhagavad Gita and still we are not convinced that what is, Krishna is supreme or what is my purpose of life or goal of life, that means that has not reached, that has not changed my heart. So that is why while reading also we have to be very careful from where do we read. So only read the Shastras or Bhagavad Gita Shastras which is coming from a bona fide sampradaya. Right? Yeah. Okay, any questions on today's chapter? Or today or yesterday's class, if you have any question? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I have to share one thing.
Yeah.
It is actually platinum metal, which when contact with the mercury converted into gold.
It's a Kamsa, I think, no? I have
Platinum.
Huh?
Platinum metal, platinum. It is not.
No, I remember that metal name, Mataji. 1 second.
No, Mataji, platinum. Platinum metal, Mataji.
Platinum.
Yes. The process is very long. It is actually
It
takes
is
place.
called bell metal. Bell metal. Prabhupada gives that as one can transform Kamsa or bell metal into gold by treating with mercury. One can also turn a low-born man into a Brahmana by initiating him properly. Yeah. He gives the name as bell metal. Bell metal. Okay. I don't know what is that metal, but
Yes.
Brahmana by initiating him properly into Vaishnava.
Bell metal is actually bronze.
Mataji?
Bell metal is actually bronze.
Is it?
Yeah. It's good for massaging our feet also.
Huh?
It is good for massaging our feet also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So any other questions or no questions?
Mataji, in this shloka 20 and 21, you missed out a point. It's symptoms of a self-realized person. There are 8 of them. In 20, 6 of them are mentioned and 2 is mentioned in 21.
What is the shloka number you said?
20 and 21. That particular slide where you're talking about that prostitute going to that.
Okay. What is that? What is missed you are saying?
That's the symptoms of a self-realized person. 6 of them are mentioned in 20 and 2 of them are mentioned in 21.
Yeah, it is mentioned, no, in the translation.
Yes, it's there in the
pleasant or lament or something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent. That is the one, no?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it out, I think.
Yes, you did that.
Yeah. Santosh Prabhuji is asking something. Please explain this sentence from purport of 5.20. He is therefore never bewildered by mistaking the gross body for the soul, nor does he accept the body as permanent and disregard the existence of the soul. Yeah. So that means he is in a knowledge that he is not body, but he is a soul. Right? So he is therefore no, I mean, because the material whatever happens in the material world, he does not get bewildered by those things. Because he is in a right knowledge that he is not the body, right? He is the soul. He is not a body. So that understanding is there. That is why he is not getting disturbed. And he knows, he does not accept body as permanent. Means yes, he knows that body is going to anyways perish, because we are not the same. We are not the same when we are born. No? From then we have been changing. So there are 6 stages. It is mentioned in chapter 2 that the body goes through. So he is aware of it. He is aware that this body is not permanent. So from the birth, no, there are what are the 6 stages? It comes into the womb of a mother, the soul, and then there it
growth, birth, growth,
yeah,
maintenance,
stays there for some time, right? And then gives some effect.
Yes, reproduction. Then dwindling,
become old.
Deteriorate.
Old and then die. So this understanding is there. So he knows that this body is not. Okay, link was shared, I think, one second. Okay, and then what is the other point? Nor does he accept the body as permanent. Yeah, that I told you now. But Krishna's body is permanent, right? He does not change body like us. He's the spiritual body. And he disregard the existence of, so nor does he disregard the existence of soul. So he knows that he's in complete knowledge that there is a soul. He does not say like some people, they don't believe, right? Usually the Buddhism followers, they don't believe in the existence of soul. Once you die, everything is over. So, but then this person who's in knowledge, who does not disregard the existence of soul, that means he's in knowledge that there is a soul, existence of soul is there, and that he knows he is that soul. He's the supreme being, not supreme being, sorry, superior being, and he is not to be associated with he should not get distracted or disturbed whatever happens on a material platform. Hope is it clear? Santosh.
Thank you, Mata. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Okay, if no other questions, we can close. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo koti vaishnavandike jai nama jai. Can we chant 3 times Hare Krishna? Can all unmute? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you all next week.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare.